crisis like never before. The United States, a land of vast farmland and fragile ecosystems, is now facing an escalating threat. Over 9 million wild hogs are on the loose, from Texas to Florida, tearing through cornfields, destroying vineyards, and leaving a trail of devastation across rural America. But these aren't just wild animals. We're talking about 400-pound beasts charging at full speed with razor-sharp tusks and instincts honed for survival. They've become a real threat to farmers, crops, and the balance of our natural world. How did they become such a massive danger? And can humanity reclaim control before it's too late? You're watching Wild Hunters, where we uncover the fiercest battles between man and nature. 100 Amawin. Each year, wild boars destroy more than 250,000 hectares of crops, the equivalent of millions of tons of food lost. They erode the soil, pollute the water, and shatter entire ecosystems. Even worse, diseases spread to livestock. Traffic accidents rise, and people are no longer safe. This is an ecological, economic, and community security crisis. If we don't act, can America still hold on to its balance? When at first, people built barbed wire fences, set iron traps, net traps, and baited with corn and fermented grain, even organizing small, scattered hunts. At the beginning, it seemed effective, but wild boars proved too intelligent, reproducing far too quickly, turning every effort into futility. Can these primitive measures ever be enough to stop a species that is exploding without end? Faced with the growing destruction of wild boars, farmers joined forces with professional hunters Daniel Brooks and Michael Turner, turning the hunt into an organized campaign. The team rolled out with pickups, UTVs, and off-road jeeps equipped with thermal cameras, night vision scopes, and hunting rifles always at the ready, covering every. On the ground, trained dogs relentlessly tracked and signaled. This was no longer a solitary hunt. It was a united front to reclaim the land from the invaders. Early morning in the Belgrade forest, a thick fog blankets the treetops, the silence so heavy it feels unsettling. Hunter Daniel Brooks and his trained dogs begin their mission. Barks echo through the forest, sharp and relentless. Then suddenly silence. The entire forest seems to hold its breath, broken only by the pounding rhythm of a heartbeat. And then, a gunshot thunders, ripping through the morning mist. That sound is more than the start of a hunt. It is the signal of a campaign where man must confront one of the most dangerous invaders. With just 2 shots, the giant wild boar was taken down, and 2 dogs rushed in to take care of the rest.
Shotgun'da ve cross motorla giderken videoları göreceğiz. Güzel oldu. Pil oynamasından dolayı merkezleme kırmızı ışığı göremiyordum. Domuzu yine de vurdum.
In another forest hundreds of miles from Sam Houston, Hunter Daniel Brooks stepped into a moment of decision. A dark figure flickered within view, barely visible through the thick underbrush. Every sense sharpened. The rifle steadied, and a heavy silence settled over the trees. Then suddenly, a single shot rang out, echoing through the stillness of the wild. But that wasn't just a gunshot. It was a statement, a clear message that humanity will not back down.
Aferin be. Aferin be. Suya giriyor. Kamerayı açmamışız. Sudan çıkıyor. Güzel bir ekip işi.
İyi vurdun ama. Harika vurdun, rastgele.
The roar of engines filled the sky as planes swept low over the vast plains. From above, farmers and armed crews unleashed powerful weapons, targeting the wild boars tearing through the fields below. Explosions echoed across the countryside, dirt flying as the herds scattered in panic. It was an all-out sweep, a decisive strike meant to protect the harvest, secure the villages, and bring peace back to the farmlands. Early morning in Sam Houston Forest. A thick fog blankets the treetops. The silence is eerie. Hunter Daniel Brooks and his trained dogs begin their mission. Barking echoes through the woods, rapid, urgent, then suddenly stops. The forest holds its breath. All that remains is the pounding of a heartbeat. And then, a gunshot shatters the morning mist. That sound doesn't just mark the start of a hunt. It signals the beginning of a campaign where humans are forced to confront one of the most dangerous invasive species on American soil.
Haydi Oscar. Aferin Oscar. Aferin Oscar. Aferin güdük. Hadi güdük. Tut güdük. Aferin Samur. Haydi.
After a long night of rest, a new day opens with a new mission. The hunting team leaves the forest, driving toward the vast fields of Bradley Prairie. As soon as they arrive, the dogs are released, immediately surging forward to track. In just moments, the alarm signal breaks out, tension flooding across the grasslands. And then, bursts of gunfire roar, echoing through the open air. This is more than a hunt. It is a fight to protect the land and the harvest.
Aferin. Aferin Samur. Aferin Berduş.
The next day, Daniel Brooks arrives in the hill country, a rugged land where a new battlefront opens. Through the mist, the shadow of a wild boar suddenly appears, the target now directly in sight. Tension surges, the air itself frozen in suspense. And then, a gunshot explodes, echoing against the cliffs, shattering the silence. That echo marks another small victory on this long and arduous journey.
Aferin. Aferin. Aferin Oscar.
In the late afternoon, as the sun burns red and begins to sink, the hunting dogs set out once more with the team, moving into the vast expanse of open grassland. The wide space feels calm, yet the silence only sharpens the tension. Each blade of grass sways in the wind, as if concealing the invisible steps of an intruder. The dogs are released, quickly fanning out in every direction, their senses locked onto any trace left behind. Within moments, barking erupts, shattering the fragile calm of the evening, signaling that the target has been found. The team tightens formation instantly, every eye fixed forward, bracing for the confrontation ahead. This is no ordinary hunt, but the continuation of a long campaign.
Come on, John.
As the sun dips below the horizon, the battle is far from over. Each passing evening, instead of peace, brings the opening of yet another front in the relentless war against this invasive enemy. As people retreat into shelter, that is when the wild boars emerge. They roam restlessly in search of food, tearing at roots, churning the soil as if the land belonged to them. In the black of night, their eyes flash, caught in the lens of observation. But they have no idea that other eyes are watching, tracking their every move. The silence grows suffocating, broken only by the wind's howl and the restless noise of the herd. This is the moment the hunters move in, armed with modern technology, powerful rifles, and seasoned experience, ready to confront the invaders in their own territory. A gunshot erupts, echoing through the deep night forest, signaling another success. And that success proves one truth. Even in the darkness, humanity refuses to back down.
So time check, it's 5:47. Didn't see any more hogs, but that's okay because we have our 5. That big boar. But our feet are soaked. I'm wearing... All right, this is like take 3. We just got the pig on the scale. We're really surprised. He's sitting at right at 240. His nose is barely touching the ground, so I don't know if that would maybe make him up. Now we're about to get him ready for pictures and then call it a night because it's currently 6:05.
Under the early morning sun, on a field freshly torn apart by wild hogs, the hunting team quickly deployed into position. No words were needed. Each member knew exactly what to do. At the signal, the trained dogs were released. They shot forward in formation, noses to the ground, tracking every scratch in the soil, every blade of grass still carrying the scent of the intruder. Recent damage reports didn't lie. The latest signs pointed to the herd still lingering nearby. Every move now became deliberate as the team shifted into high alert. They moved swiftly but with purpose, each step driving the mission forward. Push the target out of cover and into open ground, where control and coordination gave them the upper hand. This wasn't just another hunt. Facing a species as cunning, relentless, and dangerous as the wild hog meant every decision was a test. A single misstep could cost them, not just the success of the mission, but the larger battle to defend farmland from one of the greatest threats facing America's land today. No invasive species causes more destruction to America than wild boars. But humanity does not stand still. With modern technology, the unity of communities, and the resolve of seasoned hunters, this fight has become a collective effort. Every gunshot, every step forward is a declaration. We will protect our crops, our homeland, and the balance of nature. The battle is far from over. Hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to join Wild Hunters. where the fiercest confrontations between man and invader are still unfolding.